Welcome to the Zompire Horde podcast. Join us every Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, as your hosts, Vlad the Rad and Michelle of the Dead, discuss horror, true crime, and the macabre. Episodes available on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Join us, won't you? We are back after a 1-week layoff. Here we are with the Zompire Horde podcast. I am your host, Vlad the Rad, with my always super awesome, amazing co-host. I did it right this time.
Yeah.
Michelle of the Dead.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. We had a week off because, this episode is going to tell you all about why we had last week's off. As you may know, we had to cancel.
Is Vlad dead is the question.
Exactly. You almost died.
Well, I mean...
People die from hypoxia all the time. So, do you want to start at the beginning?
At the beginning. Yeah, I want to start at the beginning.
Okay.
Well,
hey, Melissa!
Our number one fan.
Yoo-hoo!
She's
in the house.
So
what's up?
Facebook user, you have to give them permission to use your name, but we are fuckwads. Thank you very much.
Wait, who is that? Is that Tennessee?
This says Facebook user. They haven't given permission for StreamYard to use their name. Therefore, they come up as Facebook user. All right.
Who is it?
Oh, wait,
all right.
I still got music playing. I'm sorry, guys.
You do.
So, long story short. No, I'm just kidding. It's Patrick von Smithenstein.
Yes.
So basically, what happened was I terrorized my body for decades. And I smoke a lot of marijuana, so I cough a lot. And lately, like the last couple of weeks, I would cough to a point of passing out. And
that's not good.
Yeah, no, it's really not good. And it came to a head last Thursday, not this past Thursday, this Thursday before that. But hang on a second, we got. Hey guys, glad to see you out of the hospital. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So I was walking across my living room and I'd stood up and I felt super dizzy, right? And I like kind of bent, like put my head down like that. And the next thing I know, like my whole body hurt and I was laying on the floor and Angela was trying to pick me up off the ground. My glasses, the lens had popped out and they were like over there. I rolled my ankle and I rolled my ankle and buckled my knee because I have a torn ACL in my knee. So when I woke up, I was super like out of it. I almost thought somebody like sucker punched me or something.
Right.
It just came out of nowhere. And Angela obviously was freaking out. And so she's like, you got to go get checked out. And I'm the type of dude. It's like, unless I'm bleeding out of a hole or I can see like my arm is swinging, it's not connected anymore.
I was just going to say, you normally bleeding comes out of holes.
Right. Well, but yeah, so I was, that's usually when I go to the doctor. I don't usually like go because they're like at 45, you got to get your butthole. You know what I mean? Like that's which they changed.
You do.
45.
You do.
And I just turned 45 in March and they were quick to let me know that, which is a part of the story. So yeah, that happened. And then I passed out again, I think on Sunday. So I made a promise that I would go in on Monday to get checked out. And my dog is having a fit right now. Yeah, I just put his medicine in. That's why.
Oh.
So I made a promise to go in on Monday. And when I went in on Monday, one of the things that I knew because from my finger surgery was that I have low oxygen in my blood. What I didn't know is how bad that is.
And that, boys and girls, is called hypoxia.
Yes. I didn't know that until this either. But basically, where a normal human is at like 96, 97, I fluctuate between like a high 70 and mid 80. And that's like super bad, like really, really bad.
That's when your organs can start shutting down, dude.
Right. And so basically they were trying to figure out what was wrong with me, right? So they did like a CAT scan of my head, one on my chest, one on my stomach. They did a ultrasound over my heart, x-rays, and they were like, look, we don't see any lesions on your lungs. It's not lung cancer. It's not brain cancer. But we basically don't know what it is. Melissa says, what the fuck? Not good.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh, yeah. Melissa works in the health field, doesn't she? I feel like she told us she was a nurse. Melissa, are you a nurse? Anyway, so basically, I sat in the hospital for a couple days after they ran all their tests. Funny story, really quick side note that you guys are going to crack up. So when they transferred me, I went to the emergency room first. Melissa is a nurse tech. Okay, so you probably know all the stuff we're talking about.
She does.
So I go to the emergency room because I had to like readmit myself after I signed myself out. Horror Collector Fiend says, "What up, Zompire? What up, Horror Collector Fiend? Thank you for dropping in to hear my alive or dead story."
Yes.
But
we're still trying to figure it out too.
So I'm in the Brian. Hi, hello, nurse, and he's glad. I'm also glad, Brian. So let me get back to the story. So I'm in the emergency room because I had to check myself back into the hospital, and they were transferring me over to the regular hospital because I was staying at this point. They weren't going to release me. And so they bring me over there, and the girl, it's a hospital, so everyone's wearing a mask, but they're just wearing scrubs. And they bring me into the hospital part of it, and they have me laying down. They get me into the bed, and they're like, "Here's your nurse." And this girl walks in, and she's like wearing like one of those yellow bodysuit things that the face is cut out, and wearing a mask and like gloves like taped to her to the the sleeves. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, okay,
hazmat suit.
we're in the hospital. Maybe the rules are a little different, but whatever. So I'm like, talk to her. She ends up being from the Ukraine. So we're talking about the things going on with Ukraine and Russia, and how here's how she became a nurse, and she's a really, really awesome young gal, super, super, super nice. And we're 2 hours into like getting all the needles into me, putting all the patches that are up to the ding dong machines. I had like 3 liters of water, 3 liters of oxygen up my nose, so we're doing all that stuff. And I swear to God, she looks over at me and she goes, "I don't think you have lice." And I'm like, I look at her and I'm like, "Honey, no, I assure you I don't have lice." And she's like,
maybe not up there. No.
Well,
I'm kidding.
Like looking at me, and she goes, "I don't know why they would say you have lice." And I was like, who told you I have lice? And she goes, "The emergency room."
What?
And I'm sitting there thinking, and the whole time, me and the nurse there, she was like maybe 7 months pregnant, the nurse that I had in the emergency room. And so her and I are just chopping it up the whole time, laughing our asses off, like whatever. And so I look at the Ukrainian nurse, and I'm like, "Are you sure she didn't say I was nice?" And she looks at me and she goes, "Why would she say that?" I go, "Well, a lot of people look at me and they think I'm like, a weird looking or mean guy because of all the tattoos on my face and stuff." And she's like, so I was like, maybe she was just saying he looks weird, he looks mean, but he's really nice. And then she's like, "No, I don't think." And then you could see like her face wash over where she was like, it came like, they said he was nice, not that he had lice. And she started like bawling, laughing, like,
oh
she's
God,
been wearing this suit for like 2 straight hours. You know what I mean? And like,
she didn't want to get lice.
yeah. And then so she's just like dying, like tears are running down her face.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Like, everyone's gonna make fun of me. I'm like, we got to tell everyone, like, that's too good, And she was
my God,
just cracking up. It was so funny.
that's
But
awesome.
yeah, she was. I think like she had only like 3 or 4 more days, and then she's like basically done with the hospital there. And so she was like, "I don't know if I want to move to like LA or." And then I was talking about being from Baltimore, and she said that Johns Hopkins is a big school out there, and so she was talking about. She's like, "Is it nice out there?" I'm like, "Don't fucking move to Baltimore. Whatever you do, don't move to fucking Baltimore. It's a place you get caught in the wrong neighborhood real quick." But there's a really good medical college there. So
pros and cons.
So basically, yeah, I was passing out a lot, and that's what's going on. Is I have low oxygen in my blood. They found that I have low red blood cells as well.
So you're anemic too?
Yeah.
Great. And, time to eat a big steak.
Yeah.
Now, why is it anemic? Is it because you're bleeding out someplace, or is it because your bone marrow is not producing red blood cells?
That's what we're in the process of finding out. So basically, at the end of all this, the doctor was like, "Look, we can either hold you here for like another 16 hours and keep an eye on you and make sure like you don't pass out, or you can go home." Yes, Rob, not good. Agreed. Or, you can go home and just, know that, because when I first was in there, when I was checking myself out, because I had another doctor's appointment, they were like, yo, just so you could like cough and pass out and just not wake up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
hold
you
on.
could die at any time.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's well, so then I talked to my doctor, like because I had two different doctors. The other doctor was like, I think what he meant more was like, you could be driving and pass out and crash your car and die, or like fall over, like I
Hit your head on
fell
the
over the other
sink.
day,
Yeah.
hit your head and you're in a coma, you die. So like I don't know the extent of which I could easily die or I'm dying, but
well, if you don't get enough oxygen to your brain, you're gonna die or be a vegetable. So
do you know what this is? Melissa says, did they rule out GI bleed?
that means you're bleeding out someplace like in your gut, and that would be a cause of red blood cell loss.
No, so what they did
Is
ask
that
me
why
though,
is that why you're on the steroid, is to help with the production of your red blood cells, or
I thought it was to strengthen my lungs because I just thought the capacity of my lungs wasn't very good. But
well, a steroid it will help. Yeah, it definitely helps with inflammation. It's a great anti-inflammatory. So
okay.
there's probably a steroid in your inhaler too.
Yeah, I have two different inhalers. One actually, like one of them is like a regular like nerd inhaler, as
Right.
what I call them, because that's who used them when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And the other one is this. You got to put like this weird pill thing in it, and then you like put the mouthpiece down and crack it, and then you got to like do that twice, like get all the medicine in. The shit was like
Wow.
$500. I didn't have to pay for it, but
Good.
fucking expensive. But so at the end of it all, basically the doctor was like, we've run the amount of tests we can run on you here. Melissa says that's for my oxygen. They were like, that's what we can do for you here. We can just basically observe you from this point. But then they were asking me about my poop. And, as
If
we
you had
said,
black poop, is it black and tarry?
well, here's the thing. I can't even fucking touch the litter box. Like I can't go near poop. Me and poop are
God,
no-nos.
you sound like Michael.
I will throw the fuck up all over everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I swear to God. So when they asked me about it, I'm like, to be honest with you, I don't look at my poop. I just
Ever.
flush it and it goes away. So I don't know, but that's what they have me doing next is they set me up with like an actual doctor because like I said before that,
Right.
and I shit you not, this is not a joke. I know it seems like it is because this is Zompire. So of course my doctor would be named this, but the doctor I went to was like you pay him $50 and he like helps you out with a plan of work type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But his name was Michael Myers.
Oh my God.
Yes. He always says, call me Mike, but I'm like, nah. Fuck that. I'm calling you Michael Myers.
Yes, that's awesome.
But so I would go to that guy, kick him $50, and he's like, here's whatever, fix it for me, But now they got me set up with an actual doctor, and that's what they want to do next is basically, I think it's called a colonoscopy, right? Where they like look in your butthole.
Yeah, they're gonna put a camera up there. Did I
Right.
ever show you the pictures of my colonoscopy?
Thankfully, no, but I'm sure
Oh,
you have.
well, you'll be getting text messages later.
I was just waiting for it to start popping up in front of the screen because you had them ready to go.
I could go in the other room and get them. I mean, I could do that.
Yes, so does Melissa.
No, they said that before we decided that.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so I'll just send them to you later because nobody. Yeah, okay. Anyways, so
No one wants to.
I think that while you're prepping for your colonoscopy, we should do a podcast.
There.
Oh my
I'm just gonna
God.
sit on a 5-gallon bucket. I'll just be a little shorter than what I am right now.
There you go. There you go. And nobody would ever know, if you have like background sound going on, or we could have some
Right.
music going.
Throw some jams on.
Yeah.
So is that what prompted this nurse outfit today? Was like my hospital visit?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. I kind of like to have themes, and I like dressing up and doing stuff like that. And this was the one, Ticker from Band Wars.
I do.
His band Cryptomnesia did a music video I called Isolation, and this was the outfit I wore in that video. And Hecate was in that video too. So
Ed says live from Vlad's rectum.
Yes. Oh my God. You should stream. You should ask the people if they. Well, was it Jimmy Kimmel and what's her name? They streamed their colonoscopies on like YouTube or something. Um, God, who else was it? I don't remember right now. But like, we should do that. You should have like you should
Have somebody there with like a
have somebody
camera,
going with
like
you and watch while you get your catheter and watch while you put to sleep and not like watch whole. See, I've always wondered, okay, what do? Do they like you lay on your side and you go to night night? And how many people actually see your butthole? I mean, does one person hold it open while one person puts the camera in? Or is it one person doing all of it? He or she opens it and then puts the camera and does the feeding of the camera? Or do you have like three people, like one person holding? I mean, I
I want
really
to
want to
know,
know. I
like
tried looking it up. I
I
don't
want to
know.
know the level of difficulties of getting the camera into the butthole. Like, are some
Lots of
buttholes
lube.
more resistant to the camera than others? You know what I mean?
No, you're anesthetized, so you probably don't have a whole lot of anal tone. And
You're saying the sphincter is
they
loose.
use a lot of lube. And, I don't know. I think it's about as big around as your thumb, the camera, I think.
All right,
So
fair.
it's not going to be that bad.
I mean,
I
I'm
mean, I
not
don't know. I was sleeping
afraid
through
of it.
mine. The prepping was the worst part. And
But
also having a podcast during my prep was fucking shitty,
shitty.
literally and figuratively. Oh my God. And then you called me out on it the following week. Oh, Michelle of the Dead can't shit the bed now. I was like, actually.
I think it was like, well, you can't shit the bed anymore.
It's like, oh, and now the whole world is buzzing about shitting in the bed. Fucking Amber Heard.
Amber Turd.
Amber Turd. Anyways, back to your health.
Are you team Turd or team Depp?
I'm Team Depp.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I've been like obsessively watching that shit.
Yeah.
I stay up late at night and I go on YouTube and watch all the like little cut scenes and shit like that, and like
Yeah.
him laughing when that rotten bottom. What a great name for a lawyer, by the way, rotten bottom. Like, I'm pretty sure like if he didn't like name himself that when he became a lawyer, I'm like kind of disappointed if he just became a lawyer with rotten bottom.
Right.
Like, I want to be called rotten bottom now. Like, I would have been
I
a
mean,
doctor. I think I would have been Dr. Rottenbottom. Like
Dr.
that.
Rottenbottom.
Yeah, because with lawyer, you don't get like a cool like is it a surname? What they call in the beginning, like the front of the name?
Oh, his surname is your last name. What you're talking about is the title.
Yeah, the title.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's
So
where
yeah,
we're at.
so you've been passing out, you go to the hospital, you find out you have low oxygen, you get put on some medications. They're still trying to
Oh,
figure out what the cause for the anemia and the hypoxia is. So now what? Now where do we go?
I'm waiting on a doctor's appointment to have him go. I got to see the doctor first, and then they're going to schedule the colonoscopy. So I'm
That's the
assuming,
next step then?
yeah, which
Okay.
is actually I think the week after Crypticon.
So they're going to be checking for GI bleeds and stuff in there, I bet you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's
But
going to be fine.
the good thing is they said otherwise. Like, my health is actually really good, specifically for being a smoker for 30 years.
Right.
That my lungs, didn't have lesions or nothing like that, and they look like smoker lungs, but I've quit 2 months ago. So, but
They'll
what they
regenerate and they'll get better.
But listen to this. So I thought like when I quit smoking, like I started vaping, right, to kind of like wean myself off, and I had planned on weaning myself off of that. And they were like, dude, those vapes, like the oil that you vape, it like liquefies it and goes into your like lungs, but then that shit absorbs into your lungs, and it's like a thick oil, like
so nothing can penetrate.
Right. And so they were like, so
your alveoli, is that what they're called? They can't do the transfer, oxygen transfer.
So that's why, like, immediately when they told me that Monday, I didn't vape again as of Tuesday. So almost
good.
Tomorrow will be a week.
Good. How do you feel?
Fine. Actually, I sold all my vape shit today too.
Nice.
Oh, Ed says bullshit. Ed is a vape dude. I'm just telling you what my doctor told me. I mean, I'm no.
And I'm sure there's different types of vaping systems and different ingredients and stuff, but
Yeah, he actually sent me some vape juice that was really delicious. I believe it was called Route 66 for any of you vapors.
Nice. Nice.
He says all doctors say that. But I mean,
Probably.
I feel like there's like negativity to it, but it's just not as bad as cigarettes.
Right.
I'm not trying to say like it worked for me. I didn't smoke after I started vaping, and I
Right.
was able to quit vaping pretty easily.
Yeah. I
But
mean, putting anything in your lungs besides the air we're supposed to breathe is really not good for us. But I mean,
Ed, what are the 4 ingredients? Tell me. Because isn't vegetable like glycerin one of them? That's like a Route 33 vapes. There you go. That's what he owns. I think he owns. Oh, he's the manager there. But yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking vaping. I'm not saying don't do it, but I can't.
yeah. No, when you have compromised lungs, you shouldn't be doing that. So,
They're like your
let's pick.
lungs are like solid. Like you gotta be able to get shit through them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's
fortunately, I was happy I didn't have to like walk out with a little green fucking oxygen tank behind me. Because I tell you what, nothing's more annoying than having those little tubes up your fucking nose.
yeah. Yeah. You can get a cute little backpack for it though.
Ooh,
And they can just go over the tops of your ears and into your nose.
like a little Gucci bag.
Yes, or anything. You could decorate it. You could put your patches all over it. Hell
Speaking
yeah.
of patches,
Yes.
dude, that shit's coming along.
Show everybody.
No, I gotta hold off.
Okay.
Actually, Melissa did see it. I sent Melissa pictures because she commented and she was like, I would like to see it, when one other person said, I'm not too interested until you're done. So I just went and sent her the same pictures I actually sent you.
Nice. Nice. Looks pretty badass so far. So patch the shit out of that thing.
See, and that's what they were talking about, Ed, was the vegetable glycerin. I realize it's in stuff that you eat, but as far as like it absorbing in your lungs when your lungs aren't functioning properly is what they were concerned, for me at least. Melissa says it's badass, and I'm pretty sure she's talking about my vest because it is in fact badass.
It really is.
I can't wait to break it out at Crypticon in about
Yes.
under 19 days from now.
Holy shit. It is getting close. I don't even
Uh,
know what I'm gonna wear. I mean, it's got to be
Speaking of
something.
not knowing what to wear.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know because I mean, we're going to be running around a lot, so I can't be like wearing uncomfortable shoes or anything like that, but
I saw these really awesome. They're like monster green or that like kind of neon green creepers, and they were like suede. And I wanted to buy them, but I was like, well, during the all day I'll be wearing sneakers.
yeah. I mean, you could wear those like at night and stuff, and we can just stick you behind the bar so you don't have to like run up and downstairs and use up all your oxygen. So,
oxygen's really overrated, if you ask me. I feel
well,
like I've been
room
living
air.
it for quite a long time now, and
There you go.
I don't exactly miss it.
Well, room air is only about 21% oxygen anyway.
They
So,
blast air conditioning into the hotel, so like there is no oxygen. You're just breathing in whatever that coolant shit is in air conditioners.
Freon.
Freon.
Breathing in the Freon. That's a refrigerant, I think, though.
Just a side note, are you that Thursday, what are you planning on getting there like midday or early evening? Or early?
Probably midday. I'm gonna get there as early as I can and help out where I can because the VIP room isn't gonna be open to start getting set up until Friday morning.
Right.
But we can take all the VIP bags. We can either stuff them up front or we can take it back to the room and stuff them. But I'm gonna, they're gonna need help setting up, the tables in the vendor room. There's gonna be help needed everywhere, moving furniture, setting up coffee pots, everything. So I try to do as much as I can. So long answer short, I'm going to get there probably around noon.
Copy that. I'm leaving early, so I'll be up there like shortly after you, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah.
I was curious like what your plan was, because I believe we were like planning on meeting Thursday. So it'd be cool.
Yeah, we're staying Thursday through Sunday. So
yes, and then I'm gonna bring all this fun stuff so we could do a podcast while we're there.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome.
We really got to try and like have some fun people hang out with us. Like,
Oh, yes, for sure. We can do some live. We're gonna do lots of live feeds. We can post them to Zompire. We'll post them to the Crypticon page. Hashtag Crypticon everything. We'll hashtag Zompire Horde everything.
let's go
We'll,
over real quick. Let's tell everyone, since you and I are going, a lot of these
right,
people don't. Let's
right.
who's going to be there. Bill
Oh my God.
Mosley.
Well, let me get on the. God, I
Oh,
can't remember
I
everything.
know them all. Ready? Oh,
But
you
they
can
just
tell me.
announced one today.
Yeah, but he's a writer. I'm not. Do I look like I read books?
Yes, yes,
I have
yes.
one book, and it's Anton LaVey's Satanic Bible.
My daughter has that book.
I'm not kidding. I do have other books. I have a bunch of Chuck Palahniuk stuff, and
Yeah.
I have a little
Yeah.
sick. I have a bookshelf. I'm just kidding. You know, John Waters says never fuck anyone that doesn't have that doesn't own books.
There you go.
So, and you should always listen to John Waters.
You should. So let's see. Oh, look, there's us on the Zompire Horde podcast on Crypticon. Gosh.
So I'm going to go ahead and say Bill Mosley's there.
Yes.
Elvira's there.
Yes.
Which is really cool because I believe she was supposed to be there last year, but she canceled, I believe, because she had a filming obligation. So it's really cool that she's able to come back this year.
Well, actually, last year her doctor said didn't want her to because of the whole COVID thing.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I thought I had heard that it was a filming obligation, but
well, we thought that she wasn't going to be able to come this year because maybe something like that was going on. But this is the only convention she's doing this year because it's a fully vaccinated event.
Right.
So we'll feel very fortunate that she's a guest. And I'm trying to find our stupid website. So.
And then don't forget, hello kitties.
Hello.
I didn't do that very good, but that was supposed to be the Crypt Keeper, John Kassir.
Let's see. Crypticon Seattle. Here we go.
Alex.
Yes.
Fiona Dorff.
Yes.
Dorff. Let me see. Oh, we just had him in a box. Eugene Clark, Big Daddy Zombie from the Land of the Dead.
Yes. Yeah. Cassandra Peterson, Bill Mosley, Christina Lease.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her.
Yeah. Alex Vincent.
Yeah.
Dorth.
Yeah.
John Kassir.
Yeah.
The Chiodo brothers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those guys.
Yeah. Matt Shaw. Phil Fundacaro. Dana DeLorenzo. William Catt. I'm excited about that.
David
Believe it or not, I'm walking on it. Anyway.
Have you ever seen a movie House he was in?
No, I didn't see that.
Dude, it's badass, like 80s. I think maybe early 90s. I think it's 80s. Yeah, he's like a Vietnam vet or some shit, and he like inherits this like fucking haunted house. It's so rad. It's really. He was
in like one of the Friday the 13th too.
Is he?
I thought so.
He's maybe in like 3 of those house movies, but
okay. We got Noah Hathaway.
David
from Neverending Story.
Oh, is he gonna be there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to get something signed.
Eileen Dietz, Beverly Downen.
Wait, Eileen Dietz is there?
Yeah. Roger Jackson, Eugene Clark.
Brian High says House is a must see, and then old good Hacky Sack says House is awesome.
Excellent.
It is really good.
We got Dutch.
No, unfortunately, Brad is not there. I was hoping he would be because they had Christina Lease, Alex Vincent. I thought, and because Fiona was there, I was hoping Brad was going to be there because I have these 2 Chucky Funkos that I'm taking to get dual signed.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping to add him, but one of them I'm doing for Josh, and I'm going to keep the other one for me.
Nice.
But I thought when they announced Fiona, I was like, oh, because I figured, if Elise and Vincent were there, that maybe he would pop up and he would also do the convention. But they were like, you know how they do on the page, and they're like, guest announcement coming Monday, and they always kind of do a teaser. And I was like, Brad Dorff, and he's like, no, and I'm like, fuck,
shot down.
Oh, Peter, the voice of the Scream dude, Peter.
Wait, let me scroll.
I want to say Peter Jackson, and that's not it. because I was just thinking about Dead Alive.
Oh,
Peter. I need a
Pumpkin Eater? Peter Pumpkin Eater?
A Dune piece from who? Ed Boakley. Now I forget who the fuck I was thinking of. I lost my train of thought.
That's
Oh,
okay.
the dude who does the voice for Scream. Somebody help me out, you horror nerds. It's not Dorif who does. Oh, you need a Dune piece from him. Oh, okay. Robert Jackson. I don't know, but anyway, the guy who does the voice in Scream, he's also a Crypticon.
Is he guest this year?
I think his name's either Peter something or something Jackson, but I don't think it's Peter Jackson because I think that's the dude that made fucking Dead Alive.
Ah.
It's definitely not Peter Frampton.
What about Peter Rabbit?
It's definitely not Peter Griffin.
What about Peter Pumpkin Eater?
Oh, Roger Jackson. There you go. Brian High with the win. Yes, Roger Jackson. He is also at Crypticon this year.
Yes.
I'm assuming Facebook user is going to be our guy in Tennessee saying because he loves those signed Funko Pops. So we may have to get something signed for you there just for being a loyal guy in our lives. Real quick, just while we're here, we should talk about the next monster box.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to hear about that.
I'm currently working on it. Peter Pan.
Peter Gabriel.
Isn't he? What's the
Sledgehammer?
That's the guy, right? He has all the same looking chicks in his video, like 20 of them.
No, that's might as well face it, you're addicted to love. Palmer.
Are we showing our age? Angela said that the other day when I posted my picture of my like bracelets from the hospital.
Robert Palmer.
She's like, everyone can see that you're not 25 now. No one ever fucking believed that. What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm going to my very first EDM show on Friday the 13th. I'm going to go see Rez with my 24-year-old daughter.
You should go see Robert Palmer with Ed Boakley.
I mean, I will go do that for sure. Oh, I heard the best Hall & Oates joke the other day.
Here we go.
How many oats would Hall & Oates haul if Hall & Oates could haul oats?
Is that really a joke or is that
more? Yes, it's a joke. It's like, yes.
18 oats.
It's Hall & Oates.
Like hauling ass?
No, the musicians.
I know. Fuck.
Oh my God, you are acting 25 now. It's like, who's Hall & Oates? What's Lost Boys? What's Culture Club?
I don't have oxygen in my brain, man.
Oh, that's right. You cannot use that as an excuse for everything.
Why not?
I mean, I guess you could, but that's abusing your power.
I want a placard, like so I could park anywhere.
Oh, dude. Yes. Caution. Low oxygen. It is a bad dad joke, but I mean, it's a great bad dad joke.
I think the first joke I told my daughter.
Play that game tonight.
I think the first joke I told my daughter was, "What did one mushroom say to the other mushroom?"
Oh, is that the one about being in the dark and living in shit?
You're a real fun guy.
Oh God!
Hey.
Ba-doom, ching.
But anyway, back to the next monster box.
Sorry.
I believe one of the no, that's okay. I like going off on tangents because that's how my brain works. But one of them is going to be Hostile, which I'm really excited about.
Cool.
Because and then I'm sure you saw my Elite Hunting Club.
I did.
But obviously I'm a big Hostile fan, so I think we're gonna have Hostile in there. Working on some new ideas. So if anyone has like a franchise you'd like to see in there, I was thinking about wanting to do a Dead Alive something because we don't usually see a lot of Dead Alive stuff.
Right.
And it's one of my favorite, like, European horror movies.
Yeah.
Even though like the dubbing is kind of terrible, but whatever.
Well,
The
Kim and
lawnmower scene where he's just like cutting people's faces off.
Oh man, we ever talk about that movie Tag?
You
Like one of
mentioned
the first scenes is like this bus of people being chopped in half, just that way,
I like that.
horizontally.
I feel like we did talk about that because I think we also talked about the that Japanese movie where all the kids jump in front of the moving subway.
Suicide Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, one of my favorites actually is and it's a Japanese film. It's called Wild Zero. And
I
it
have not
has
seen that one.
so it's a zombie movie. It's like a zombie comedy, but there's this band called Guitar Wolf. And they're kind of like this like Mad Max kind of rock and roll. I don't really know how to explain them, but they're like kind of like speed rock, like what the hell's the name of that band? God of GSXR, God of GSXR. Uh
I don't know.
anyway, they're like speed metal, you know, but they're a Japanese band and they all wear like leather, you know, they look like they would ride motorcycles with big pompadours and shit. But they wear all black leather, like, you know, suits. Anyway, but they help this like guy Ace during a zombie apocalypse fight off the zombies, and it's just a really funny movie. It's really like over the top and ridiculous. But I find more like as I'm getting older, I like the more comedic horror stuff than like just straight gore. Although the Evil Dead remake was pretty gory and I loved it.
Yeah, yeah. I
Did you
also like
see
to be
that?
frightened. That's also helpful.
I
And
just find
psychologically disturbed. I mean, I am already psychologically disturbed, but like having more of that is good sometimes.
Tim heard me say Guitar Wolf. Yes, Guitar Wolf. Tim, you've probably seen shit, I just said Wild Zero, right? That Japanese zombie movie with Guitar Wolf in it. He's probably seen it. He's a nerd like me.
Well, there's nothing wrong with nerds.
Hey.
Yeah. Nerds, 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 nerds.
Dude, I like growing up on those movies was just so comedy, like the Revenge of the Nerds films. They're so outlandish. Do you remember, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like a lot of that like 80s. My cat's acting weird, so my dog's chasing it down. Floki.
Uh-oh. It's about to go down.
Oh, two cats fighting and the dog's fucking
Oh.
refereeing.
The dog was trying to like break it up.
Yeah. He's kind of you know, I just know one of these days he's gonna lose an eyeball over it. But
Most likely.
I'm thinking about like getting him like a cool leather patch that like straps around.
Yeah, if he ever does. You know, I work at a place that takes care of eyeballs.
Melissa says Porky's is a classic. And
yes.
so here's my Porky story, and it's not very it's not, you know, a great story, but I was born in North Miami Beach, Florida. So I lived in South Florida like until I was like 13. One of the places we lived was a town called Plantation in Broward County. And one day I'm hanging out with my buddies. We lived in a trailer park, and I went over to this one kid's house, and there was a picture of like three guys in Klan outfits. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is that? And he's like, oh, my dad was in that, or his uncle and his dad were in that movie Porky's. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, that's not right. And he's like, no, seriously.
Ashley! Sorry.
And sexy nurse alert.
Ashley is another nurse that I work with.
That's awesome.
Yes.
She's still on the clock, as you can tell.
I mean, are you still there, like scrubbing instruments and shit, Ash? Just kidding.
She's got her
But
phone
yeah,
up while she's like doing
right.
shit.
No. So really, they were in that movie.
Yeah, they played, and so that's why the picture was on the wall, because it was like them filming. But I was like 12
That's crazy.
years old, or 11 or 12 years old. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? they're like, it's pretty comedy.
Yeah.
So, but that's my Porky story.
Noise.
I did love Porky's. That was a great movie growing up.
Yeah.
When he got when they grabbed his dick in the wall of the bathroom and he like couldn't get out. That's, one of the things I think that like we don't really get into anymore as far as like Hollywood and movies now is like the 80s over the top, kind of obnoxious comedy movies that like made
Mhm.
sense. You know what I mean? Like we kind of like stopped making those, and now it's like
Well, there's a lot of stuff
Jumanji with the
can't
Rock.
do anymore because like it'll offend somebody, you know. So
True,
we have to tone down what type of things you do, you know,
right?
because of that.
Well, I think there's a way to do it,
Tastefully.
but Hollywood just kind of does stuff like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't know. I think there's a way to that, without being like even that new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, people found on both sides, left and right, found ways to be offended by it. It's
Right.
like, dude, it's just
Right.
a horror movie. Like, was some
Yeah.
of the shit a little too like meh? Sure. Uh, let's see. Ashley says she's never left. Thank you, Ashley. I do feel a lot better. I will say I haven't passed out since I've been home. I still get very lightheaded, and so I gotta like check myself when I get up too fast. But, and this is a big thing, I never used to drink water, and like I'm literally drinking like over a gallon a day now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait till you have to drink a gallon of salt water in 4 hours.
Wait, what?
Oh, when you get your colonoscopy, you'll see. You'll see. You just wait.
The doctor made it sound all nice. He's like, "Yeah, you just go to sleep and you wake up and they're done." And I'm like,
Oh yeah,
"Ah."
that part's great. But like prior, you have to drink a gallon of fucking salt water in 3 to 4 hours.
That's
And she's like, shit.
I can't even drink that much water in that time.
Yeah.
Let
So
alone
first they made
salty
me
water.
drink like a 10-ounce bottle of magnesium citrate, and that's like a laxative or whatever. And then you drink the gallon of electrolytes, and you have to do it every like 15 minutes. And oh god, it was so bad. It was so bad. I added like a heaping spoon of sugar, and like 1/3 of it was Gatorade. So I probably drank more than a gallon of it because yeah, that was just it was horrible. It was horrible. It tasted like shit. My mom's all, oh, mine was like sweet pineapple. I'm like, how did you get sweet pineapple flavored saltwater ass juice? Because mine tasted like saltwater ass juice. Tasted like ass. It was so bad, dude. Yeah, yeah. It was a bad experience.
Go lightly does not go lightly.
Right? Oh my god.
Well,
Yeah.
any parting words for our guests this evening, Mrs. Of the Dead?
Well, I don't know. I'm glad that you're back. Just
Yeah,
try
me
to take
too.
it easy. I mean, I was worried about tonight's podcast. I didn't know if like too much like talking or excitement would make you kill. If you passed out or even died during a live podcast, it would make a really good podcast.
You'd be pretty famous after I was dead.
You would be, but seriously, that would be like probably like the best podcast. I mean, I don't want you to die or anything, but there'd be so many viewers.
Right, right. Everyone's like, "What happened?"
Podcaster dies live on the air.
He
Guest
just
or
stopped breathing
partner
and
host
passed.
keeps going.
I just go straight and fall over out of my chair.
Yeah, and we just keep talking. Oh, he's fine. He'll wake up in a minute.
All
He's
the
fine.
comments are just going off like,
Right.
"Did
The
anyone
dogs
say
come over
goodbye?"
and start eating your face.
It'll be like Weekend at Bernie's. They'll just prop me up over here.
There you go.
Mario will
There
be
you go.
behind me with my head
Yeah.
like this.
Oh man, that Terry, he was so nice. The guy who played Bernie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, did you meet him last year at
Uh,
Crypticon?
no, remember I only went. I like basically
Oh, you only
ran
went
in
like
and ran out
for
on Sunday to
Sunday.
do that
Yeah.
signing with Lisa
Yeah.
Wilcox
And to see me.
and to see you.
Okay.
That's when we basically met in person,
I
and
know.
I was like, "Yo, open this box on camera for me," and
I'm like, okay,
you're like,
there
"Okay, weirdo."
we
And I'm like, "Hey,
go.
let's do a podcast," and you're like, "All right, weirdo." Now
Yeah.
we're on episode 14
Oh my God, I
of
know.
video podcast. So that's pretty cool, and we're live
Yeah.
on Twitch for the first time right now, which is also
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my brother from another mother.
that's true.
Yeah.
So what are we going to talk about next Monday?
Well, we never did do the local serial killer, so maybe we should circle back to that.
Let's do the serial killers of the Pacific Northwest.
Now, is it all of the Pacific Northwest, or is it just Washington State?
No, I feel like we'd be doing ourselves a disservice if we didn't include Idaho, Montana, and
Oregon.
Oregon.
Because some of the killers, their kills kind of jumped borders.
Right. True.
Like
true.
like Ted Bundy.
I mean, I wouldn't even be opposed to touching on Vancouver. You know what I mean?
There's a big one in Vancouver, the Vancouver Killer.
Oh, David says that Tennessee has some serial killers.
Not as many as
Currently?
Washington.
How do you know? Currently? Are you
So, Vlad, I think that out of all of the United States, I think Washington has the most prolific convicted serial killers out of any other state, I believe.
Like that's where they're from, or that's
where well, that's where they happened, I guess.
Well, because like Bundy killed right in Washington, Utah, and Florida, but I think he did most of his murdering in Florida, didn't he?
And I think he did, but we consider him ours. I think he did some Oregon. I think he did some Oregon, Oregon and California too. I think.
Right.
He did some traveling. He was a traveling man.
He was a traveling man.
Yeah.
He was a traveling murderer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then that's it. Pacific Northwest. Well, yeah, we'll do the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
And then that way down the road we can do like the southeastern hemisphere.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Who is this? Melissa says Tennessee has the oldest man on death row. Wow.
Dang. How old is he?
How long has he been on death row?
Yeah.
At some point, are you just
and why isn't he dead yet?
Yeah, you off me. I'm done.
Man.
I'm sick of hearing these bars clink behind me.
He's got his cup and he's like, he's got the little mirror he's sticking through, so you can see what's going on.
That's right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to another Zompire Horde podcast. I am your host, Vlad the Rad, with my always amazing, always totally tubular co-host, Michelle of the Dead. We are here on 66.6 AM. Wait.
Yeah.
We are here at 66.6 on your AM dial.
And your AM.
Welcome to the Zompire Horde podcast. Join us every Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, as your hosts, Vlad the Rad and Michelle of the Dead, discuss horror, true crime, and the macabre. Episodes available on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Join us, won't you?